If I can just take you up on that revenue aspect, because, I mean, a lot of Nigerians are wondering, how will this budget affect me? That's usually the question, what's in it for me? Now, you've talked about revenues, and I just want to know, how is this budget going to find that delicate balance between ensuring that we perform better in terms of generating revenue, but then don't also forget, this has been a challenging year for people. COVID-19 struck and economic losses followed. So how do you strike that balance between generating as much revenue and also ensuring that that budget supports people that have lost their means of livelihood? How is that delicate balance being handled?
Well, incidentally, to be able to support people as much as we ought to, we need first to find the revenues. When you look at the current structure of our revenues, unlike in most countries around the world, where taxation represents the principal source of funding for government, we're still heavily dependent on revenues from natural resources, and so when we talk about revenue, we're talking about optimizing the revenues from these resources, whether they be oil, whether they be solid minerals, or other natural endowments. But there's no escaping the fact that people and businesses that generate profits have got to pay their taxes. Remember, taxation is on profit. So if any business that isn't generating profits in the present circumstances isn't going to be forced to pay taxes, on non-existent, revenues. So that's, that's the reality.
Well,
so I mean, I don't think that people need to worry about, the impact of government's drive for revenues in if things are not exactly working out for them at the moment. It's also, noteworthy that in this budget, government has stepped up provisions for, to provide assistance for people. For instance, there is a provision for, the youth, a youth investment fund, which has been made in this budget, despite the challenging revenue situation. The social investment program has been, sustained, and even across other, agencies like the Ministry of Women Affairs, there are, programs, to support, women. And
well,